Hello friends, it's Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and today I'm gonna be working on this little bugger. It is 41 wheelies. Yeah, so I was watching a preacher lately, and then I remember preacher, maybe just going with a priest, from the kind of sci-fi movie and so on. So I figured out that I'm gonna convert this into the Atomic Preacher car, yeah? So the black color kind of works into my advantage, and let's see what we're gonna be able to do. I have a generic idea, and hopefully it's gonna work. So let's just get on the table and start building this. So yes, here we have him, just a little bit chipped off, of course, because my cars never survived the first trial with this. So since it's going to be an atomic preacher, let's just make him a jet powered. Yes, I have 2 jet turbines. I have some 3D printed back wings for him, a weapon which I decided to make a rocket launcher, and then some other gribblies that I 3D printed. New 3D printer have to be well tested. So yeah, I do print a lot of stuff. Yeah, like let's just move him away for a second. I did manage to 3D print this little bugger. Yeah, it's a Sicarian battle tank, yeah, for Warhammer 40k, and he cost me probably a third or fourth of a price. So yeah, happy times. So first of all, of course, for a flying car, we're gonna have to get rid of the wheels, and I just those wheels are just stock. Oh, there we go. Oh, I damaged it. Such a pity. I actually wanted to keep it. But whatever. I didn't damage only wheel, I did damage as well, the rest of the base. You see, I cut into it. But yeah, let's try this one. Alright, that was easier. You should have seen my face, it would be quite funny. Yeah. But I got the wheels off. Yeah, and then we can attach the wings, and the wheel wells actually are look at that, they are too deep. The pieces of it actually do not reach where they should be. That's a little bit of a problem. Well, not a massive one, but still I would rather have a solid connection in here. So I just give this part a little bit of a trim to have a flat surface. The same in here. Come on. Yep. And there we go. Let's see the rocket engines, would they actually fit? Yeah, there is a gap in between the area that I want to glue it to and the engine itself. So I should have somewhere quite thick plastic card, which is gonna be the best option probably. Go. It's not like it is super thick, it's only I think 1.5, maybe 2 mils. I have somewhere a 3 mil thick one, but searching for it right now would be a challenge. So just go with this. You're just gonna look for like little square inserts to glue in here until we actually can attach that. I think that we're gonna need to double them up. Go, number 1. I'm just testing right now if it's gonna fit. I think it is still not good enough. Maybe Well, only one. It's kind of fitting snugly. There is a movement. Huh. All right, let's try it. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see if this is gonna be good enough. Oh, come on, stop sliding. It is holding, yeah. I think with one layer maybe just fine. So let's start gluing it. And you know, like always remember guys, don't use excessive amount of super glue. It's not good for your builds. It's not good for you. You are wasting more money this way. Yeah. So let's just get this back fin in place. And like I found this file on the Colts 3D, and I was like, this is gonna just work for this car so well, because it is, you know, the back wings are very rounded, and this car is of course very rounded. So yeah, straight away kind of tickled my fancy, I would say. Come on, come on. There we go. And of course, I just said, there we go. And I didn't use the super glue. Yep. I think that I'm a genius. Oh, come on. Get a grip. Yep, so the back flaps, because they really look like some sort of a flaps, are done. Let's just get a fourth piece from the front. Okay, snappy snap, and then cut one more piece. Hopefully front gonna be as forgiving as the back. One side and the other. Let me see. This is the flat side, so. But you see in here, it's not reaching. So I will give it a next, well, extra piece. It's gonna be sticking out just a tiny bit, but that's good. So, drop of super glue in here, and drop of super glue in here. I really have to pay attention to what I'm doing, because my poor desk is constantly covered in super glue. So yeah, this one gonna go on this side. Just give it a bit, and maybe in here as well, so it's gonna connect better. And like I always say, 2 contact points are much better than 1. There we have it. So 1, and then let's go for the jet engine number 2. And there we go. jet engine number 2 is attached. Boom, boom. So I was thinking at the beginning, to make him into a Mars Federation racing car, but nah, I think that, it's just gonna be a regular, old town preacher or whatever. These are prints that I make for I think this in here bolters. Yeah, but I'm actually thinking that, with the roundness of this car, they may actually fit into this build. So I'm just trying to see if I can actually, just add a little bit more of a flair to it. Oh, maybe. Let me just see. Yeah, I think that could work. So just grab the super glue, just glue them to the front. So little flap. I don't even know what I would call that for the car. Yeah, especially for a flying one. Jetsons would probably know. All right. And then, like I said, I was thinking, what kind of weapon I want to attach to it. And my first thought was, of course, some sort of a cannon on the top. But I actually want to leave that, to put a cross on top, as it's supposed to be a preacher. Yeah. So I then decided, to go with the rocket launcher just in here on the boot. So, like, if I cut it out, it would be even cooler, because then I could sit it in. But then I'm gonna destroy the rest of the build, so no. Yep. And now I'm just so peeved that I actually don't use a car paints, because painting this all in the same kind of black would be freaking awesome. I would actually think about getting some of those nice paints that other proper card builders are using. Just try to do the restorations and stuff like that maybe one day. Okay, so we have this, and then I have like little gribblies with like vents and stuff like that. So I was just thinking, maybe covering one of the windows with one of those vents, but then I just said, maybe this one, just the back one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, because that when I was showing this car that I love this car, it's really a cool design from the beginning to the end, and changing stuff with it and doing so heavy with the converting, it's kind of painful to me. But then on the other hand, this conversion actually kinda sort of works for him. Yeah, so now I have to make a very important decision, because this is a preacher, so I was thinking that everything gonna be black. Yeah, but then those jet turbines, I could use some other colors, maybe make them rusty, and just keep the entire car pristine-ish. So yeah, I will cover everything in here in some sort of a primer. I'm not sure if it's gonna be black or it's gonna be beige or whatever. And then we're gonna see where I can go from there. Yeah. So give me a few minutes. I'm just gonna grab my brush, you know, paint it up, because there is no point of you watching how I apply a primer. Be right back. And here we are. It's only been 3.5 days since I recorded the last clip for this video, so you know, everything is very fresh in my memory. So I was like, you know, what do I want to do? How do I want to continue with this? You know, the idea was first, you know, maybe just go with a, just, you know, wash it with the black or whatever, yeah. But obviously, yeah, my ideas are always going into whatever direction my brain takes me. So yeah, so what I'm doing right now is using a contrast paint skeleton horde, and I'm actually not using it as a main coat. I'm using it more like a wash, so I'm gonna allow it to do the main thing that it's do, and it's gonna be an undercoat for another layer of paint on top of that. Yeah, so normally I would do it with the Nuln oil, but decided to experiment a little bit with this paint. Yeah, so it's gonna be my base for the rest of the colors, really. Yeah, there's really not much of a skill to do that. Yeah, this is a old trick that probably most of us did use in the olden days, before people started calling it slop something, slop chop, whatever. Basically, we used to paint the miniatures white instead of painting them black, and then we used to go with the wash on top of them, so the wash would actually show us all of the colors of the miniatures, not colors, all of the little, you know, recesses and everything, help us later on with figuring out our light values on them. Yeah, so when you see this, you know, slop chop entire thing, it's really nothing new. It's something that most of the painters was doing for years. Yeah, just some people figure out a new name for what we were doing before that. It's not like I was actually ever very good at this, yeah, but yeah, it was always, you know, just figuring out the light values for us. And I saw the video on it lately on YouTube Shorts, and I was like, why the heck did people even call this that? Yeah, but yeah, let's leave it. It's, you know, something that is a new trend on the miniature painters profiles, and you know, good for them. You know, they have something to talk about. Just wanted to let you know that it isn't nothing really new. It is something that most of us, and you know, I have audience of all of you here, and we are mostly over 30s, I would say. Yeah, so most of us did experience this style of painting before. Yeah, and you know, if you are painting with inks, for example, instead of a normal acrylic paints, the inks would be even better for that technique, because inks by nature are transparent. So yeah, you can see that I'm giving this engines, you know, this brown color, and then I'm gonna be thinking, you know, if I want to put any other colors on any other panels. I don't know, I was thinking that this could work, like I said, like the Nuln oil wash, because I tend to stain minis first with wash and then figure out, you know, what else I want to do with them. So yeah, this is not my typical quick painting scheme. Yeah, because of course when you apply the, what do you call them, the I have it in here, contrast paints. Yeah, they do not dry very fast. They require extra time. Yeah, so I'm just recording this little clip in here, and then, you know, we're gonna have to put that back to drying. Hopefully this time not for 3 days. I just plan to actually finish this video today finally. Yeah, so hopefully my plans ain't gonna be shattered by my own procrastination. Yeah, and there we go. This is painted. I'm gonna have to leave it standing on one of those for a while, allowing it to dry off and drip off. Yeah, and then we're gonna come back with some other paints to finish it off, and you know, probably will be done. I just need to find my second pigment because I want to use them in this paint job as well. So yeah, see you in a few. And now, you know, after this is finally dry, took it only like 2 hours plus. Yeah, I need to decide of the color, and I was thinking, you know, that I'm gonna go purely black, you know, to make it like a, you know, proper, you know, priest attire. But I actually decided to go to add yellow to the panels. So I'm hoping that this yellow gonna actually show up nicely on the panels. If not, of course, I'm gonna apply a second layer. But you see the effect of applying the previous layer of the paint. The yellow is showing, but it's not as pronounced as it would be on the grayish paint, you know, whitish grayish paints, because these are all the contrasts, and obviously contrasts do work a little bit different than normal paints. So, you know, and as well I want to have a little bit of a mess around with the pigments. So that's why I really wanted to do a different color than red, because I was very tempted to add red to this. Yeah, because those jet engines would look lovely in red. But if I add red, then the, you know, orangey reddish pigments gonna make really no sense. So yeah, let's just go with yellow and hope for the best. Well, you know, for me yellow always is good because, like I said, I love yellow on cars. For some reason this color just works for me. And probably most of my cars are yellow, red. No, I would say metallic yellow then red. Yeah. So yep, let's just give it a good wash of the yellow. And then if I decided that some parts, like for example all of those vents need to be metallic, then I'm gonna come back with a black, just cover them in black, and then with the metallic. But yeah, you can see that this paint job, because of this, how the other paints was applied and what they already created on this, is extremely simple and quick to apply. It actually gives a very good quick effect on the entire project. Of course, you know, on the bottom I have a lot of scratches that I make when I was removing supports after I painted them, because yeah, you know, it wouldn't be me if I didn't screw something up. And I screw it up because, you know, like yeah, I just simply didn't notice the little support until I started painting. So yay me. Yeah, but obviously we usually don't look at the bottom of the cars unless we want to be picky, and that really brings me into it, because I usually look at models from very close up, and I complain about most of the things, especially if models supposed to be professionally painted. Yeah, like one of my friends have this lovely army of ogres, and I asked him how much the paint job costed, and then I started complaining that for this price it should be painted much better. Yeah, but I didn't put into consideration, you know, how many hours the person have to spend to paint the army this way. Yeah, and you know, now after years, after reconsidering it, I think that the price was actually right. You know, he paid like €100 for painting 60 big not 60, 16 big models. Yeah, and I think that that was extremely cheap price for what effect was there. Yeah, but you live, you learn. Experience is the king. Yeah, and back then I was thinking that I could paint it for half that price, as well. Yeah, but I didn't consider the fact that I would have to spend at least 50 hours on that. So yeah. Okay, let's let it dry. It's gonna take again probably about an hour, and then we're gonna come back with detailing. But as you can see already at this stage, yeah, it could be considered semi-done, because the yellow looks very nice with all of the dirty spots because of the skeleton horde. Yeah, so we used in here skeleton horde, and after that we use a contrast imperial fist. Yeah, those two colors really did bring the paint together. Yeah, now I just think that they're gonna pick up when in between shots they're gonna just pick up the couple of panels that I want to be metallic, and they're gonna give them a quick brushing with black. But hopefully this is gonna dry faster, because it seems like this paint is drying much faster than the previous layer. Yeah, so I'll be back in a sec. And here we are, step 100 million, billion, trillion, whatever. Yeah, I don't know why I really put that much attention to this car, but I just love it. So yeah, let's just give that a best possible way of shining for me. Yeah, I just like the shape of this car, and I have only one, so I think that just doing it the justice is the one thing that I can really do for it. And oh, there was still black paint wet in here, which is not brilliant. So just to go with more of an overbrush than dry brush. Just do this. So you can see right now all of the little metallic parts are nice and shiny, and if I see anywhere that the paint is missing, I can always go and work it in. But yes, we have this, and now those little jet turbines in here which are hiding here. I think about going with red, and the same with the rocket tips. And this is the beauty of the Games Workshop cups. Yeah, if this doesn't fit, it's gonna slam back, and that's what it did to me. So I'm getting more colors, it's good. I'm now more diverse, I would say, straight away, because I just became more red. Yeah, and I just have one comment on this, that I talk about everything during those videos. And yeah, that's true. I have this kind of mind that tend to skip to any subject that I find interesting. So yeah, those videos and the subjects that I talk about are probably extremely hectic for someone who likes to have a more strict mind. But when it comes to me, yeah, I will be talking about anything really, because that's how my brain works. I just jump from place to place constantly. Someone can call it HDHD. Yeah, I call it just being Sebastian. Yeah. So there we go. Now I have to give it extra 5 minutes to dry, and then we're gonna go with the next thing. It's gonna be pigments. Okay, so I think that most of the paint is dry, yeah? And now I saw this in a video of some other YouTuber, but for the life of me, I don't remember what was the name of the YouTuber. What he did was basically just put his pigments and mix it with water. Yeah, and I was like, this, this sounds like something that people may do, but not like a great idea. But then when I saw the effects, I was like, this is a great idea. So yeah, let's try it. Yeah, hopefully I don't gonna screw up the entire thing, because you know me, I'm capable of a screw ups, and that would be completely nothing new. So I'm just painting this, it's gonna be the rust effect. Sorry about that. But what was his method in there was to apply this, water down mixture, and then remove the pigment from the top surfaces, not surfaces. So I'm gonna try to do exactly the same thing as he did, and hopefully it's gonna be somewhat passable. I have no experience with that technique, so again, it's gonna be completely trial and probably mostly error if I know my luck. So just grab a piece of paper towel, maybe a water cup with my dirty water, and just water this again, because it dried pretty much instantly, even though I didn't use a hair dryer, so it shouldn't. And now let's just try to remove. Yeah, I think that I screwed up, but let's just be patient. Hopefully I'm gonna manage to do something like this guy did. Maybe I should use cotton buds. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna try that, and then we will see what the effect is. Yeah, I'm gonna be back in a few minutes after I clean up what I messed up in here. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to remove as much as I can, and then we will see how it turned out at the end. Because like I said, this is not a great job from my side, but I will try anyway to remove as much as I can. So yeah, this technique didn't really work out that well for me. There is a lot of staining that I didn't want. I think that if I approach it with just applying a small area, then cleaning it up, applying a small area and cleaning it up, it would be much better. But you live, you learn. Yeah, let's just get and just dust it up a little bit with the red pigments. Yeah, so it's gonna mask all of my little mess ups. But I actually like when those mess ups happen, because I can show that, like, even if you are doing everything like the other person did, you can still do the screw up. Yeah, so don't be afraid of trying new things, guys. And you know me, I usually just avoid trying new things, and if I try them, they usually turn out quite funny and disastrous. So yes, there we go. But there we have the things. And one more thing, like I said, it's an atomic preacher. Yeah, and we're just gonna be adding a cross on the top of this. Yeah, this is gonna be a freehand, so I'm very good at freehands. Yeah, the best one in the world, which means that I have no freaking confidence in myself at all. Yeah, so let's just go. I want this to be kind of not white, off-white. So I'm just using this beige color that I usually use as a background. Yeah. And I'm just gonna make this a cross first. Plus sign really. But since this is post-apocalypse, I don't think that there's gonna be a sign of any proper religion. Yeah, it's gonna be probably some sort of neo whatever. So I'm just gonna make that cross a little bit different than your usual one. There we go. And that's the sign of our Neo preacher. Yeah, I don't really know what does it mean. It may mean nothing, it may mean everything to the preacher, yeah. But that's basically what I wanted, you know. I just like, you know, like Shadow, you know, Shadow is great at building worlds, yeah. And I love building worlds as well, so you know, I like to add these little details to my own stories. So now let's just grab the spin table and throw it on the spin table and see how it looks. Pretty much done, yeah? So let's just do it. And here he is, you know, a little bit rusty, a little bit dirty, very yellow, which I love, yeah? The entire mess with the pigment powder didn't really work out for me, but you know, you live, you learn, yeah? So I'm gonna experiment with it somewhat more, yeah? And hopefully, you know, I'm gonna figure something out, you know, and have a nice looking cars. But to be honest, I actually love it, you know, no matter that, you know, this little experiment didn't turn out well, the entire car do actually look good, you know, the scratches as well, you know, from trying to remove the paint, the pigment did work out as, you know, extra detail. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And you know, generally the entire car just looks awesome, and I don't even have to have a base for it because the engines do actually work very well as a base. So there is a next bit, yeah. But for now, everyone, have a lovely day, take care, and of course please remember to rate, comment and subscribe. Bye.